Welcome to the latest episode of SGS Meets, and today we are meeting with the AMRC, and very pleased to introduce Phil Kirkland. Phil, could you introduce yourself and your role?
Absolutely. As you said, my name is Phil Kirkland. My current role is Engagements Manager at the AMRC. What does that mean? I look after a number of our key accounts, and SGS is one of those. I've been at the AMRC since 2010, came from industry, so that's my background, and my expertise over the years has generally been in machining, so I know SGS very well.
And in terms of our partnership, I know that Kyocera SGS has been a Tier 1 member for a number of years, but has that been decades? Or?
Yeah, well, look, the AMRC, for those that don't know, is the Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre. We are part of a wider high-value manufacturing catapult. What is a catapult? It's a government-sponsored group, and we are one of 7 centres that specialise in high-value manufacturing. We run on a partnership model. Mm-hmm. SGS are a Tier 1 partner. Mm-hmm. We have a 2-tier membership. We have around 20 Tier 1 partners and around about 100 Tier 2 partners. The collaborative aspect of that, therefore, for a company like SGS, it opens up a number of opportunities to network and collaborate with not just our researchers, but also the other companies that are involved with us, and they range from large OEMs to smaller SMEs across the whole remit of tooling, manufacturers, machine tool suppliers, software suppliers, you name it, we've got somebody providing a service to us.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course that means that we have that access to network and also to be part of projects. So have there been key projects that we have worked on together? Absolutely.
The wider projects that you have access to, we run multiple projects that are for the benefit of all our partnerships, so you get all the research activity and knowledge from those, but also individually we can work with all our partners, and specifically with SGS we've done a number of those. The one that really springs to mind is one we did recently with a large UK aero engine manufacturer. Mm-hmm. And that they were looking to change a process that had been in their industry for many years, which is the manufacture of what we call a fir tree feature. Mm-hmm. So a fir tree feature is widely used in the production of aero engines, and is traditionally produced by a broaching operation.
Correct, yeah.
So SGS worked very closely with said manufacturer and with us to look at a milling process. So there was a lot of research carried out here, trialling that. How could we make that work? How could we look at improving the quality, the efficiency, the cost of that process? And it really successful. So and critically then, how do you implement that within said manufacturer? Because it's one thing doing it, it's another thing then getting it into industry. Mm-hmm. From what is basically an academic research centre.
Yeah. And has that proven successful for the?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, it's been adopted by said manufacturer. The beauty for that manufacturer is it de-risked the whole process. They could look at that. They could understand the advantages, potential disadvantages of both processes, and really they would be looking at a return on that investment. How do they make that attractive not only to themselves as a process, how does it save money, how does it make them more sustainable moving forward? We can help that. We don't just do the work on the machines, we do a lot of modelling of the process, trade study type activity to ensure that everybody's getting the proper value from the project.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And so then in terms of academia, obviously there is this, first and foremost you're here for research, but also how can that be then transferred into industry? Have you guys got any programs that involve that for training, for bringing in more people into the workforce?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, really, because we very recently have won an EPSRC funding competition that means that we'll be setting up and opening up around about this time next year, actually, a centre for doctoral training, and that will be in machining, assembly and digital engineering for manufacturing. It's called Made for Manufacturing.
Made for Manufacturing. That's great.
Yeah, and critically for SGS, we've had great support from your company, letters of support that helped us win the competition, and hopefully we will certainly see one, maybe two, hopefully, SGS students joining that centre. It gives them a great opportunity to go and do 4 years of research, get a PhD at the end of it. You guys get some fantastic research.
Absolutely.
So do we. And at the end of it, we have a highly qualified engineer on our hands, which is great. That follows on from a centre that we ran for many years called the Industrial Doctorate Centre in Machining Science, that again was supported by SGS. And we have very close links with a number of universities, mainly the University of Sheffield for obvious reasons.
Of course.
But both across Europe and the wider world, in the United States and Australia, we produce academic papers, academic journals. We have our own engineers running through things like master's degrees. We have them doing PhDs themselves, and critically, we also are looking to close the skills gap, look at the resource issues that are worldwide. But we have now a training centre that has been ongoing for around 10 years now.
Really?
We have about 1,000 students running through that at any one time. And they are all sponsored. They're sponsored by companies, big and small, so they're not piling up student debt, and it gives them an opportunity to take that learning, maybe do a degree, maybe take it on to masters, maybe even go on and do a PhD by another route. So incredibly important that we future-proofing the resource challenges that we're all seeing.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of how you work with manufacturers, just like us at SGS, but equally SMEs, you're looking at actually testing ways to help them into automation and therefore, like you said, de-risking the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. You spoke about SMEs, and it's probably one where I can mention our sister facility. We're based here in South Yorkshire, but we have two other facilities. One is in North Wales and one is in the northwest of England, in Lancashire. And they managed to turn £5 million of EU funding into £22.5 million value.
Wow.
For local SMEs in Lancashire. So that gives you an idea of the opportunities that we can open up for SMEs. So that's amazing. We're very active in STEM activity as well. Again, pushing the training and resource challenges that we have. So dealing with local schools, we engage with lots of young people, both boys and girls, trying to get them into this industry to show them the advantages of that. For us, we have business objectives like anyone else. We have 4 pillars of areas that we base our research on. They are sustainability, for obvious reasons,
of course.
Industrial digitalisation, future products and processes, and last but not least, supply chain resilience as well. So they're the 4 key pillars that we work around. They're what we work with our industrial partners. How do we address those challenges that we have moving forward?
Fantastic. And have you got any new projects coming up here that would that within this site?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Specifically with SGS, we have a number of projects that are in the pipeline. One of which I'm not at liberty to chat about on this, but kind of alludes to new products, new processes. What we're seeing is new materials coming on board, and the condition of supply of those materials. Now that might be a more near net condition of supply, which helps with the sustainability aspect, but we're also seeing incredible advances in the arena of additive manufacture. So subtractive manufacture post additive manufacture is now a challenge. These are new, there are new materials, harder materials that are running at hotter temperatures, so that makes them harder to cut.
Of course.
We're not
harder
just
on the tools.
Absolutely, and we're not just seeing this isn't just a challenge in metallics. This is a challenge in things like composite materials and other materials that are very abrasive and very difficult to cut and retain the features in the way that we need to maintain them. So multiple challenges, multiple projects that are being scoped, and the beauty for a company like SGS and all our partners is that the ability then to build a consortia and go and get some grant funding. How can we do that? How can we use someone else's money to really push that research forward? So it's incredibly important that we work with companies like yourselves to build partnerships, to build collaboration, but more importantly, I think for us as the AMRC is to understand where industry needs to go and where do we focus our research on behalf of those partners.
Looking at those wider industry trends to make sure that you're putting the research in the right place.
It's incredibly important, Zoe. I was fortunate enough to come down to the Farnborough air show as a guest of SGS very recently, and it was a fantastic opportunity to network with other companies to understand some of their challenges and how can we as an organisation and you as an organisation overcome those challenges. It's incredibly important. I can't really stress that enough.
No, fantastic. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to working with the AMRC for many, many years to come, and making sure that we're bringing the projects to fruition.
Yeah, and likewise, SGS have been a valued partner now for a long time, and we hope and expect that partnership to flourish and continue in the future.